Hey guys, welcome to Superlative Radio. Dylan Stone here with you. Hope you enjoy the following vlog. Hey guys, welcome to another vlog here on Superlative Radio. How is it that we allow people to live in the situations that they live somehow? Not everybody, obviously, because if you've got plenty of dinero, you have other problems, I grant you. That's just another set of problems. Someone wiser than me once said, I'd rather be rich and miserable than poor and miserable, And as funny as it is, there's a lot to be said for that, although I've never been rich, so I can't answer that side of the question. However, I guess, the grass is always greener, right? But this stems from the fact that I woke up yesterday and I was in a bit of a, I don't know what you want to call it, I guess. Maybe a minor panic attack, I guess, if you want to call it that. I was, my chest was heavy and there's weird fluttering and there was just hard to kind of breathe. And it was just one of those days where it was a difficult morning. And of course I slept very shitty the night before, which I guess doesn't help either. But, waking up in the morning feeling like that is not a way to wake up. Yeah, I've been worried about certain things that are going on in certain situations in life and, this too, bills that need to be paid and things that have to be done. Now, I know it could be a lot worse. Everybody always says that. Well, it could be a hell of a lot worse. Yeah, I know that. I understand that. Things could be worse. But, right now, this is what I'm facing. And this is what I have to deal with. And this is what I have to do. I'm happy that things aren't on a lower level, I guess. Things can be better. I mean, things all around us could always be better, let's face it. But just because we're on an even keel or whatever, does that mean we shouldn't strive for something better? There are people that are in worse situations than me that probably wake up every morning feeling worse than I did yesterday. That's a given. There's people that go to bed at night and can't turn their mind off and probably cry themselves to sleep because they're so uptight and so lost in the mire of bullshit that life throws at you. And it's wrong. Nobody should have to live like that. Someone, I'm not a religious person, really, religious per se. Like, I don't go to church every Sunday and I don't pray to God and I don't pray to Yahweh or Buddha or whatever. But someone said to me that this is hell and you got to go through this to get to heaven or whatever. In some cases, I would agree with that because it can be pretty screwed up here on this planet, in this world, in this life. And it makes you wonder. There are people in here that come to this life and make it worse. They're just here to make it worse. And there's some that are here to try and make it better. But I think the majority of them are too busy with the day-to-day. Oh, I've got to bring the kids to soccer. Oh, I've got to make supper. Oh, I've got to clean the dishes. Oh, I got to, do the laundry and got to really get the opportunity to even enjoy it, even just a little. And I guess also this was spawned by the fact that there's two girls that live downstairs from me. One's 5 and one is 10. The 5-year-old just got her hair, part of it, she's got long hair, I guess, down to about here. And I guess, from about here down, her mother dyed her hair to make it kind of, I don't know, like a purple kind of a color and whatever. And she came running up to me and she says, look at, and she was showing me that her mother did this to her hair. And I said, you know what, sweetheart, that looks you look really pretty, and I told her how nice it was. And I, because you got to encourage kids. The kids need as much encouragement and as much positive reinforcement as you can give them. Really, they do. That's what kids need. The mother kind of looked at me and said, I thank you, and I'm like, and then the kid ran away to do something, and I went over and I said, well, you know what? Like I said, don't worry about it. They're only a kid once, at least that we remember, right? You're only a kid once. For God's sake, let them enjoy it. Let them live that beautiful, free, carefree, no worries, let them live that for as long as possible. They deserve that. Let the kids just do that for as long as you possibly can. Please, as parents, let them be kids for as long as you can. Be honest with them, give them insight as to what's coming. Don't just throw them in the deep end and sink or swim. You got to give them, a little bit of heads up that, hey, listen, enjoy this. Because, once you cross this particular line, it's a whole other world out there, honey. Like, be ready, be prepared. Like, realize that this is this. And this is this. And when you get to here, boom, it's going to be a whole other ball of wax. But let them live it and encourage them and make them feel the way that they should feel. But by the same token, do that for adults too, because we're all just big kids. Really, we are. Take the opportunity to make your fellow man feel better about themselves, about whatever you can. If you're walking through a mall and you see somebody that looks nice, somebody that's got a really nice hat or a really nice jacket or a really nice, just comment on it. As they're going, hey, you know what? That looks really nice. Nice, You don't have to go overboard and whatever, because, sometimes people will look at you kind of weird if you try to do that. But, even though you just, hey, that looks really nice. Very, very cool. Like people will say that to me about my hat sometimes for some reason. People, hey, nice hat. And I'm like, thank you. Appreciate that. It's, took me years to find the right one that works. So thank you for that. And it's nice that some people appreciate my persona, as it were, because that's who I am. Cowboy boots, cowboy hat, When it gets a little colder when we do these vlogs, you'll see me in sort of an Australian long duster's coat. That's another thing that I love to, because it fits who I am. And I can remember in Montreal walking down the mall dressed like that. And especially, like, I've got a ponytail, and sometimes I'll take it out of the ponytail and I'll just let it go. I'll just leave it down. And I look like I walked out of the Old West, the 1800s. All I need is the gun on the hip and maybe the marshal's badge or whatever. And it just looks of that era. And people, I'll be walking and I'll see people going, who the fuck is that? Like, it's just weird sometimes to see people looking at me sometimes. And I kind of think to myself, what's the matter? You never seen somebody that's comfortable in their skin before? Like, and other people will smile and other people will, and you get different reactions. But for the most part, I think people appreciate the difference. And it's nice. And I want you to do that. If you go to a restaurant, don't just leave a tip. Verbalize, tell your waitress or your waiter or the maitre d' or whoever, say, you know what, thanks, man, you did a really good job. I really appreciate what you did. Thank you. You're a credit to your line of work or whatever you do. I don't care what it is. Make people feel the way that they should be done. Because we all deserve positive reinforcement. And there's not enough of that going on lately. especially after the year and a half of the pandemic. I know there's so many people that are at the edge of their rope. I understand that. I'm there. Some mornings I don't want to get out of bed. I want to spend the whole day in bed with a pillow over my head and just say, fuck the world. I don't want to. We get those days. But try to make it better for people. Be nice. My Superlative Radio buddies, I constantly, you know what? I love you guys. I do. And I tell them that constantly. You can ask them. You know what? I love you guys. You're awesome. And I enjoy spending time with them, but I make sure I tell them that. You know what? You guys are just the bee's knees, man. And they are. The guys that I work with and with this Superlative Radio thing are just the most wonderful people that you will ever get the chance to be around and work with, and just because they got it where it counts. And I am thankful every goddamn day that I get to spend time with these people doing what we're doing. That's one of the biggest positives in my life at this point right now, is spending time and working and doing the shit that we do with these guys. I couldn't ask for more than I get from these gentlemen. Do the same thing with the people you work with. If you're happy working with the people you work with, tell them. You know what? You make it worth coming into work. Because if you weren't here, I'd be dreading this every day. But you know what? You make it worth coming in here with what you do or what you say or how you... Please verbalize it to people. Tell them. It means everything. It's important. That's what I want to get across to you guys today. We'll talk soon. Hey guys, thanks for watching Superlative Radio. Come back anytime. And when you do, please make sure you subscribe. Make sure you leave a comment. We really want to know what you think. We'll see you soon. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other, because that's the way it's supposed to be.